What's up, everybody? I'm Sly, the movie guy, and here's why I rank all 11 X-Men movies with Deadpool 2. Wow, 11. That seems like a lot of movies, and it is, because we never would have thought we had 11 X-Men movies from starting to the early 2000s to now. That's a lot, and this has been going on for a long time. And there are some X-Men films that are hit, and some of them are misses, and it's kind of like crazy because some of them is not in the universe and some is. But anyways, if you didn't like my ranking by the end of the video, please, I would love to know your opinions and thoughts down below. What is your favorite X-Men film? You can rank it down freely in the comment section. I would love to know because, like I said, we are all X-Men fans or comic fans, anywhere, movie fans. We love these characters. We love them, read the comic books. So let's accept everybody's opinion and all this, because like I said, we have our own taste buds of what our cup of tea of these films. Anyways, let's just get the list started. X-Men's Origins Wolverine. This is one of the disappointment X-Men films. This is vastly, and it's basically an origin tale story of Wolverine. But they cluttered so much stuff in there with the Deadpool, which they did wrong with Deadpool. That was a nightmare. You sewed Deadpool's mouth shut. And not only you add Gambit in there, and Gambit did not add any substance. It's basically Gambit is done wrong in this film. There's so much done wrong with this film. They're trying to tell origin of Wolverine and made his claws look cartoony, and it just didn't pan out. The CGI looks horrible. The film, I don't know what happened. This film just really was bad from the start. I don't know what happened. I watched this movie, and it gets worse and worse. The only redeeming quality out of this film is Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. He proves once again why he is Wolverine. He tried from a horrible script, from the horrible direction. I forgot the director's name, but he just did a terrible job as well as this film. I do not recommend this film. If you like it, I don't know what to say. I didn't really like this. This is horrible as it gets. Coming in number 10 is X-Men Last Stand. I had a lot of love. I had so much love for X-Men 2. Especially the first one. I love X-Men 1. I love X-Men 2. So I went in this movie with a lot of expectation. The trailer looked so good. And I left out very disappointed. And the disappointment thing is that everything was so much. They added so much in this storyline. It could have been a two-parter. But anyway, it could have just been a Dark Phoenix. They added the Cure with everything. They added so much characters in it, like the villains. Everything does not work. You have Magneto in the woods. And this movie is directed by Brett Ratner. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. This movie was everything was wrong with it. But is it the worst comic movie? No, but if you put it with the X-Men universe, yes, it's about as worse as it gets. This film just fails on every level. Like, try to tell the Dark Phoenix and put in the Cure with the Angel. Angel was not used much. Spoiler, Professor X dies in this movie, basically kind of disappears when he's in the house with Jean Grey. She has this like Dark Phoenix thing problem. And it just, everything just not work. The comedy, this movie became a slapstick comedy. The first two understood the X-Men, but here it's just a slapstick comedy with Juggernaut that looks like a complete moron in this movie. After what Kitty Pryde dragged him to the ground, and he's stuck in the ground, he says, "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch." Just get this jackass out of this movie. Juggernaut was completely not used right. One of my favorite X-Men characters. There's so much wrong with this film, but there's one casting I did like in this movie. And I did like Kelsey Grammer as Beast. I can say the X-Men film series are kind of a miss with the casting, but when it's the important characters that they put in this film, they do it right. Kelsey Grammer as Beast, my goodness, credible casting. That's like with Hugh Jackman, Patrick Stewart, and Ian McKellen as those are the characters. there's some good things out of this movie, but it was just a massive letdown with so much they could have had potential. This could have been like the best third installment film, and it just fails on every level. I just didn't like the cure part because it takes away. I can understand that they were trying to make the mutant thing like the mutant need to use this so they can get rid of their powers and stuff, so they won't create no harm on regular humans. They make us like regular humans. But that could have been like a fourth movie. Here, it matched up with the Dark Phoenix story that just didn't pan out right. And Bryan Singer directed it. It probably would have been better because at the time he was doing Superman Returns. And that can be like studio problems with that movie. Trying to pick a director so quick, so they picked Brett Ratner. He comes in. He kind of struggled from what reports I've heard. And he asked Bryan Singer, how do you do these films? Bryan Singer's like, I'm gonna do it. And he struggled with it. I can understand, but this is X-Men. You gotta work very hard to pull off a film. But this is one of the films I just left out very disappointed. And I really don't recommend this film. But if you enjoy it, you're not at guilt to enjoy this film. There's some stuff to enjoy, but it's one of the weakest of the X-Men films. If you didn't think any film could possibly get more disappointing, X-Men Apocalypse was very disappointing. 2016, I was so hoping after the amazing Days of Future Past, I was hoping for this one to be so good. I was hoping this would be good because this was my most anticipated film of 2016. After that year in 2016, I was surprised how good Deadpool was. I was surprised how Captain America Civil War was good. This one, I just said, could this be good? Because this had Bryan Singer. Bryan Singer came back to direct this film. And I was like, ooh, this could be great. Because it's Apocalypse, one of the most badass villains of the X-Men comic books. Through all the TV series, everything. And he just became not menacing. I don't know what happened here. I don't know what happened. After that plays Apocalypse, good actor, but what happened? He did his best, but they didn't make Apocalypse menacing. Apocalypse is like the first mutants from the X-Men comic books. How do you don't make him menacing? And you have all these X-Men characters teaming up with him, and that just was a letdown. Everything just... But see, this is another film that has little redeeming qualities. James McAvoy as Professor X, Michael Fassbender as Magneto, and Quicksilver. The actor that played Quicksilver does good in this film. Those three makes the film. And there's one scene I will spoil. If you hadn't seen the film, there's one scene where they go back in this time thing or whatever, and they see Wolverine with the claws. He's getting out of that thing where they make him animanium claws. That scene was that was so great. That scene was great. Everything on those little things make that film fine, but in the long run, it just was not good. And I was wishing it was one of those. This could have been the best comic book movie, and it failed on everything in the book. But with a little bit of the quality, it's a little bit of redeeming qualities, but still disappointing. The Wolverine. I'm one of the people that did love this film. I liked it. I know there's a lot of people that gave a lot of crap with this movie, saying it's boring. I like to say it was a lot. It was a lot better than the Origins Wolverine. It was a lot better. James Mangold came in here, and you get to see this man's talent. And I'll go in depth about this guy later on as the rankings go on, but we saw James Mangold a little bit what his talent was directing this film. He added that little bit of that seriousness to this film. With Wolverine trying to, where Logan doesn't want to be Wolverine no more, and this girl comes along. It's a little nice touch story. There's some problems with this film. I'll acknowledge that. There's some issues with this film that I would say there's some plot holes in this film that you kind of like here and there. But some of the stuff does make sense, and it's really deep. Hugh Jackman really showed a lot of heart playing here in this film. He really has shown why he is Wolverine, especially this. He really gives so much depth. The thing of with the last 20 minutes of the film, I say was an issue with the samurai that look a little cartoony. That's what I think of these X-Men films. They have good things going on. When it's a good X-Men film, but there's something always going on where some little bit of thing is like that little cut wound that just make that film just like, ugh. But I still would say it's a solid film. I still would give it a solid grade a little bit. Around probably like a B range film, a B grade scale of the Wolverine. Because it's still a fun film. I still enjoyed it. There's good action scenes in it that I say, wow, that was great and all. So I say this is a film I recommend checking out if you hadn't seen the Wolverine. I thought it was a good film, but like I said, opinions are opinions. If you thought it was bad or good, it's divided. Which I'll say, you're not a guilt if you hate it or you liked it. You're not in the wrong situation for it. Deadpool 2. I know some of y'all gonna kill me. It's ranked at 7. I know y'all gonna spike on me and type it in. Let me explain. I love Deadpool 2. I had the best experience. If you haven't checked, I've done a review on that channel. If you haven't seen my Deadpool review, it's in the link is down in the description box. It's a good movie. I love that. I enjoy that. I watched the movie like 3 times. I enjoyed Deadpool 2. So as I was ranking it, I was trying to see, because I enjoyed the film, but there's some elements I didn't think it was quite fresh as the first movie. I love the first movie more than the second, but I don't say I love the second one a lot. I love it. But I think there's other films that are a little bit better than Deadpool 2. But as I was ranking it, I was like, I don't know this, I don't know that, I don't know this. But I quite enjoyed Deadpool 2. I really did. There's some parts I didn't enjoy, like some of the humor didn't work. But I'll say the pros is the comedy and the action really worked for me. And there's a surprising character. I think they done right. Like I said on my review, I'll let y'all check it out. I think this film had a lot of going for it. Like, Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. And like I said, Thanos, the character, the actor that played Thanos, Josh Brolin that played Cable, he did a great job. And Jazzy Beetz did a great job as Domino. All these things worked in this film. So it's not better than the first one, but it's a heck of a lot of fun. So I recommend you check out Deadpool 2 if you haven't seen it yet. X-Men First Class. 2011 left me so shocked. Because there's one movie I was vastly disappointed. I was vastly disappointed. Green Lantern. I was so hyped about Green Lantern. Captain America Captain America, the First Avengers, and Thor. 2 of those Marvel films left me like, good. And Green Lantern, I got confused Green Lantern and Deadpool because Ryan Reynolds. Green Lantern was disappointing, but this film, I was like, I don't know about this film. I don't quite know. I saw the trailers, didn't do it for me. I was like, no. I was kind of like uneasy about it, but I left out the movie theater surprised. This movie left me surprised on so many levels. Kevin Bacon as the villain, which that really shocked me. Kevin Bacon's a good actor. He shocked me out the park playing that villain. And James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender as the young Magneto and Professor X, oh, they did so phenomenal. This movie is speechless. Everything was so good. Was good about this film. Jennifer Garner did good as Mystique. I didn't think she was great in Apocalypse, but that's just my opinion. But here, I think she does a fine role in here. I thought she did kind of good for what the storyline they were going for. They went back to the early version of the X-Men where they were all young, and the young Beast. I really liked the actor that played the young Beast. They did very well with that. They did a lot well. Matthew Vaughn did a phenomenal job. He's a good director. He was one of the directors that did Kingsman: Secret Service. Great film. If you haven't checked that out yet, I recommend y'all checking that out. His style with this film added that little kind of spy there, that little unique kind of style in that film that makes it, gives it that cool slick to it, that cool style to it that I just like. This film blew me away on so many levels. I'm just not going to get into any spoilers. Just check that out. It's really, really good. X-Men. Oh, this film started it all. This the one that was a complete game changer. With the rest of the other comic book, Blade started, but this one really took this unique approach on showing us we could take our heroes a little bit serious. Because we had some comic book films in the late 90s that kind of took us to the wrong direction. This got us back on track to say, wow, we can have comic book films just like this. X-Men 2000 was just so much good. There was good things. There was little problems. I say some of the graphics are kind of dated. Some don't. Some stuff doesn't hold up. But the storyline where the humans and mutants are different, that really holds up because the humans don't trust the mutants. And Professor X and Magneto, which Magneto from if you have know from the like as him getting treated like in the old days where Magneto was like kind of like in the Holocaust and all, we can understand that what happened to Magneto. And that storyline is so strong. That first beginning showing Magneto as a kid, we were just like, oh, the concentration camp. We're like, we understand what Magneto feels like, the way he feels about humans. And Professor X said, Charles, excuse me, he told Eric, we can be with the humans. And this is what Magneto said, Charles, don't stop me. That scene was so powerful. Seeing Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart, Professor X and Magneto was so great. And the biggest bright star in this movie, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. That was the first time where everybody was like, why is he playing Wolverine? He's too tall. Oh, what Mel Gibson? What this, that? Everybody was so mad about Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine. They said, who's this Australian actor? And by that first cage scene, you're like, off the bat, this is Wolverine. Since then, we just don't want this man to quit. And now, we know right now he's not going to be Wolverine no more. And I'll get into it more on the ranking. We know he ain't going to be Wolverine no more. But this was just he did so great as Wolverine. There's a lot I liked in this movie. I like the actor that played Toad, the one that played Darth Maul in the Phantom Menace. In case you didn't know that, he was good as Toad. And Rebecca Stamos, to me, in my book, she is Mystique. She brought so much elements to that character. I just love that character. I think Rebecca Stamos is the ultimate Mystique. In my book, she does great. The fighting, the way she showed a smirk on her face, everything worked about her as Mystique. And Sabretooth. I thought this is the vicious Sabretooth I like. He had that crazy hair. I know a lot of people just didn't care for that Sabretooth. They like the one of Origins. This was the Sabretooth I like. This movie, the action is done well. It's basically not all perfect movie, but as a film, it's good. I enjoyed it. I watched this as an adult. Some people say it's a nostalgic that you have, but if you watch that film, it's kind of dull. I disagree with the people who say that, because I watched it as an adult recently, and I still enjoyed it. Good film. Check it out. I recommend it. I do not want to cry. This is a spoiler, and I'll get into it. Logan. This is where where we get to see the old Wolverine, where he's old. He's broken down. This film hit me on so many levels. And James Mangold came back to direct it. Like the Wolverine was good, but that last 20 minutes, it's not. But but Logan, good beginning, good middle, good ending. And the ending hits me right here. What I mean by the third ending shows where Wolverine does have a daughter and she's got claws too. And she was, oh my goodness, she was just so bad to the bone. The action, it was so brutal. This was a hard rated R film. This is so hard rated R. And let me make the last third. When the X-24, the clone Wolverine, put him through the branch, and the actress Daphne King that plays X-23, she was like, Daddy, because he died right there in that branch. And I was just, I could have actually teared up. I literally was like really almost teared up. And that's not a bad thing. This movie hits you really hard. James Mangold made a damn incredible film. This film was so incredible. I don't know how much I can say. There's little issues I have with the film, but it is great. This is a great film. I really recommend you to watch Logan. Oh, I watched this film 4 times. It's a blast. And it doesn't feel like a comic book film. It just doesn't. There's something about that film that doesn't feel like a comic book. It felt so real. Even though it's a guy with claws in his blood, but it just felt real. And the studios didn't know what rating it was going to be. But since I heard rated R, I was like, yep, this is Wolverine. And that's all I can say. Good film. That's all. I recommend you checking it out. Really do. Number 3, X-Men Days of Future Past. Wow. I was really hyped up. Now, some of my parents wasn't too hyped up with the trailer. I kind of was. The trailers were kind of interesting. I want to say they're like, oh, they leave me like excited. It was just interesting what they were going with. Where they had to go back in the past, where Wolverine had to go. This one was just great. And then they add the younger version, Hugh Jackman, as Wolverine go to the past with the young X-Men with Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy, which was very interesting. I didn't know how that was going to work. Wolverine with the young Magneto and the young Professor X, that worked. Everything worked about this film. This film was just like mind-blowing. And I like the road cut a little bit better. The road cut. It is more in depth. The theatrical one, I just had a little issues with the third act of the film, kind of. I still have a problem with the road cut, but the road cut adds more depth to it that I like. And I recommend y'all checking out the road cut. Theatrical version is good, but the road cut to me is a lot better. I had so much. I couldn't believe this movie left me jaw-dropping how good it was. I just had so much excitement, the joy of this film. It was so great. Peter Dinklage does good in this film too. I'm not going to get into much spoilers, but it does really good in this film. This film does so much for it. I really recommend you checking this one out. I just really do. This one left me surprised. I said it could be good, but I didn't think it was going to be that good. I loved it. I just love it. We talk about Dark Knight. We talk about these other Civil War. We talk about Superman 2, Spider-Man 2. This one started it of showing this is the sequel that's better than the original. X2. This, oh my. Huh. That opening scene with Nightcrawler in the White House alone is so great. One of my favorite action scenes in any comic book movie. Oh my goodness. Nightcrawler in that White House, like, good. X-Men versus, Wolverine versus Lady Deathstrike. Oh my goodness. That scene was my favorite. And the mansion scene, Wolverine like this. Oh, good. This was the sequel. This is one of the best comic book sequels. This is one of my favorite comic book movies. One of my favorites. This is really good. Bryan Singer, he gave us a good X-Men movie, but he made this one even more better. I forgot to mention, he did Days of Future Past, and he did this one good. Bryan Singer just understood the characters. All the X-Men films, well, some of them, one of the X-Men films that was a big hitter, he understood it. And he did a phenomenal job with this one. This is, to me, is better. I know a lot of people say Days of Future Past is better than X-Men 2. To me, I think X-Men 2 is better. This one is just so better than... This is one of the best sequels. I just recommend you checking this one out. Like I said, the Nightcrawler White House scene was great. The Cerebral where William Stryker is trying to use Professor X and all that, everything. This was so grounded. This is deep. There's things deep. And the humor actually worked in here. There's some humor that worked in this movie that worked so well. Everything of all that really worked. I have problems, and I forgot to mention in the other first X-Men, Halle Berry's Storm does not do well for me, as well as Rogue, but all that can be put on the side. This just was a total blast movie. I went to the movie theater. Best experience I had with this movie. This was like thumbs up all the way. This checks the boxes of like, wow. Wow, wow, and double wow. Check it out if you haven't seen it yet. You knew this was going to be in there. You knew this was going to be number one as the list was going down. It's going on and on. Deadpool. The interpretation that was done right. This was so hard to get on screen. Ryan Reynolds pushed hard for it. He really, after that disaster, X-Men Origins, Wolverine, the interpretation of Deadpool, don't ever sew the mouth. They did it. This one was just right. This was the right interpretation of Deadpool. We all wanted. That little teaser trailer that Tim Miller brought out, that little teaser thing that came online where Deadpool was singing Gwen Stefani, this beats bananas, B-A-N-A-N-A-A. That was so funny. When I saw it, I was like, oh, this could work. I knew Deadpool gonna work, but some people said, how can this work? How can this work? I knew Deadpool could work if you just do the character right. This movie did justice. This was like perfect. I love this film. To me, if we put it as an X-Men, this is one of my favorite of the X-Men. Is not connected to the universe or is or not. This is great. Ryan Reynolds as Wade Wilson, Deadpool. Oh, the love story, the action, the revenge. The revenge where Deadpool wants to get his girlfriend back. All that does well in this film. All that was good. Tim Miller he was a big Deadpool fan. And he put his heart in directing. And Ryan Reynolds put his heart into the character. You really bought in Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. He was just born to play this role. He was just so born to play this role. I just love this movie. This movie was so good. I just love it. One of my favorite comic book films. Best film to me in 2016. One of the best 2016 films that year. Deadpool was great as an origin or comic film. It's one you can enjoy if you're old enough. If you're old enough, you're not old enough, you can't watch it. There are some stuff in Deadpool if you're too young. If you're old enough, you know what I'm talking about. So watch Deadpool if you haven't seen it yet. I recommend you checking it out. It's a great movie. And thanks guys for watching my ranked videos. This was fun. I had a joy telling y'all where I ranked all my X-Men films. Like I said in the beginning of the video, please rank all the X-Men films if you didn't like my list. Or if we had the same kind of list, that's great. If we don't, just please put in the comment section down below, what is your favorite X-Men film? Like I said, this was a blast. This is just a blast for me to rank all these X-Men films, either from the good or the bad. It was just a fun thing I just enjoy doing, ranking all what I like and least like about the films. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, click thumbs up, or if you're new to the channel, click subscribe. That's like to see you next time on Sly the Movie Guy. Peace.